The Russia-Ukraine war continues even after a year. It's been 15 months and counting. Several explosions have rocked the Ukrainian capital in the 15th Russian air attack on the city this month and the second overnight one in a row. The attack, appearing to be a combination of missiles and drones, follows the largest drone barrage launched on Kyiv the previous night, which killed one person and wounded several others. Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky has thanked the country's air defense forces for protecting the country, even asking its parliament to impose sanctions against Iran for supplying Russia with weapons, including the Shahed drones. Remember, while Ukraine almost never publicly claims responsibility for attacks inside Russia, a series of raids inside the country have targeted military, energy and transport infrastructure, with Moscow blaming Kyiv for the attacks. However, the full scale of it is still unknown.
Сьогодні наша держава пройшла через одну із найбільших російських атак шахедами одночасно – 54 дрони. Майже всі вони збиті. Майже. На жаль, є влучання на Житомирщині. Зробимо все, щоб допомогти, щоб відновити зруйноване. Під час цієї терористичної атаки кількісно найпотужніший удар був спрямований саме проти Київщини. В межах міста Київ та області збито 36 дронів. Саме так Росія відзначає День нашого древнього Києва.
Sanjay Suri, my colleague, getting us the latest from on ground and what's happening as far as the Russia-Ukraine war goes. Sanjay, this perhaps is the largest drone attack that we've seen on Kyiv in this entire span of 15 months of the war. The counter-offensive that Ukraine has been speaking of, that it's just around the corner, we still don't have a timeline on that. But Russia taking absolutely no chances and increasing its onslaught.
Well, that onslaught is not doing a great deal of damage on the ground. We know that 2 nights of this barrage have left 1 person dead, and that's tragic so far as that goes. But clearly this is not doing a great deal of damage. Almost all of these drones and missiles have been intercepted successfully. So to that extent, Zelensky and Ukrainians are very proud of that achievement. But there is a difficulty here. The Russian tactics seem to be to exhaust the supplies of ammunition for air defense. They are sending this barrage after barrage of drones, and these are quite inexpensively procured and partly locally made apparently now in Russia. Now you can have an assault on scale using such drones that don't cost Russia a lot but will cost Ukraine a lot in terms of the ammunition expended on neutralizing them. And the tactic really appears to be to try and exhaust Ukrainian air defense with a view to more to come, and we'll have to watch that space very carefully.
Absolutely, and just a day after Ukraine came out all guns blazing against Iran for supplying arms to Russia, this comes at a time when the world has been supplying arms and armaments to Ukraine. But we also have Russia's ambassador to the United Kingdom, who's now come out and said that we are going to be seeing a new dimension of the war. What, in your view, would that be hinting at?
Well, he has been a bit vague about this. He has talked about missiles, he's talked about aircraft, he's talked about new kind of weaponry. Now, these are broad, dark hints, and he seems to suggest that we've seen nothing yet, that Russia is a mighty country and that the full force of Russian aggression and capacity has not been unleashed yet. But we do need to look at this a little carefully. 15 months into the war, what is Russia waiting for? The fact is that Russian armor has been neutralized very effectively by NATO weaponry, technologically and tactically. We've seen Russian forces on the retreat from the outskirts of Kyiv, from Kharkiv, from Kherson. 15 months on, we have no sign that they are gaining any ground except through the Wagner group in Bakhmut, and the strategic value of that is in doubt. So these claims will be predictable coming from the Russians, but they do need to be seen a little critically. They may not be exactly what they are said to be.
It's perhaps just the war of the optics that Russia wants to win at this point. Whether that happens or not, we'll keep an eye out. But for the moment, Sanjay, thank you so much for getting us the latest from on ground.